you're going to add this overlay without opening a single editing timeline. No keyframes, no driving clips around, just your terminal. The trick is to use two tools. Hyperframes turns your video edits in code that you can render, and Claude Code writes the code for you. We put them together and we can describe what we want to edit in plain English. Here's the shape of it. You give an instruction to Claude. Claude edits the Hyperframes files, and then Hyperframes renders the video. 5 steps, start to finish. Let's set it up. Let's start first by creating a directory where we're going to work in. So let's create a directory. Let's call it just Hyperframes. I'm going to call it demo. I'm going to go inside it, and we're going to open VS Code inside so that we can look into the files. Okay, we have it open. Let's toggle the terminal inside. So we are inside. First thing we need to do in this project is to initialize Hyperframes with a blank project. So for this, we're going to type npx hyperframes init dot. So in this directory, we're going to put non-interactive, and the example that we're going to pick is just the blank one because we don't have any specific example that we want to use. So we're going to put yes, we want to install these packages. So the packages are installed. So we can see here on the right on our files directory, we have already the files of the blank project. So we have our agents.md, we have our cloud file, we have an index.html, we have the hyperframes JSON. So we have the blank project that we're going to use to edit the video. So the next thing we need to do is to add the skill of hyperframes. So for this, we can go to the official GitHub page. We can scroll down into the option 1, and we have here the command. So we're just going to copy it. We're going to go back to our terminal. We can clear it, and we're going to add this skill. npx skills add, and then it's agent /com hyperframes. So it's asking us which skills we want to install. So for this, we can go back to the official GitHub. We can scroll a bit down, and they have a table here, right here, where it says skills, where they explain exactly what each skill does. So for example, imagine that you are working with Remotion and you want to migrate everything to Hyperframes. They have a skill for this here, Remotion to Hyperframes. I'll leave this link in the description for you to take a look. So let's go back to our terminal, and in this case, let's just pick all of them. It doesn't really matter in this for the demo. And then it's going to ask us in what agents do we want to put this. So in our case, since we're going to use Claude Code, we just need to select Claude Code and then the installation scope. So in here, I always like to do it per project, but you are free to do globally so that you don't have to do it multiple times. Installation method, we're going to use the symlink. Now there's this security risk assessment. You can take a look into it. And if you don't feel confident in installing this skill, you can put no. In our case, we're going to put yes, and it's done. We can go ahead here on the right on our file structure, and we can open the agent's skill folder and make sure that all the skills that we selected are here. And as we can see, they are here. Then for our example that we're going to edit the video, what we're going to do is that we're going to use one of the components of the catalog of Hyperframes to edit the video. So in order to access this catalog, we go to the official page of Hyperframes, so hyperframes.igen.com, and we can click here on the top right into catalog. After this, here on the left, we're going to have different components that we can use. See, we have this highlight, we have this neon glow for captions, then we have HTML in Canvas, we have social overlays, we have the Instagram, we have macOS notification here on top. So in our case, we're going to use the YouTube lower third. So it basically pops up from the bottom, it enables the button subscribe, and then goes back down. So in order to do this, we scroll down here to the install. We're going to copy this terminal command. We go back to VS Code, and we're going to paste it. So it installs the component. You can take a look here on the right on the file structure that we have a new folder assets with avatar and compositions with a template for this component that we're going to use. But before using it, I'm going to update the assets with my assets, so my video and my avatar for the component. So I'm going to open Finder. So reveal in Finder. I'm going to copy my assets, so avatar in my input video for the Hyperframes, and I'm going to move them to the assets folder. So in this case, I'm going to replace with mine. And now we have everything ready to start working with Claude. So let's open Claude. So I can just clear the terminal and type Claude. In this case, I'm going to use Sonnet 4.6, but you can use a different one. And I'm using the following prompt. So using /hyperframes, I want to create a video using my input video from the assets folder. So the one that I moved here, input videos for hyperframes 8 seconds. You are also free to put the full path there, but it will figure it out by itself. And I'm saying overlay the YouTube lower third composition on top of it. So from the compositions here, the YouTube lower third. And I'm also saying to modify these compositions right now to set the channel name to Renato Dinis and the subscribers text to Renato Dinis AI. And I also tell them use my avatar. So if we click the avatar here, we have my YouTube avatar here. Once done, generate an HTML preview so I can open it in my browser to validate the storyboard. Wait for my approval before rendering. We are doing this because we don't want to waste our time and our tokens rendering something and then iterating it back. So first, we're going to look at the storyboard, how it looks like, and once we agree on it, we're going to tell them to render. So let's go ahead and send this prompt. It finished generating our storyboard, and since it was the first time, it took almost 3 minutes to do this. But future edits, if we ask them to change the color or change the position of the card and so on, if we are precise in the prompt that we use, this is going to be a lot faster than the 3 minutes. It also created the storyboard for us to take a look into how it would look like before rendering. So let's go ahead and go into Chrome, and we have it here, the dashboard that you normally will see when you ask him to show you the storyboard before with the result. So first, let's take a look into it. So I'm just going to click play, and we have it here. So in the beginning, we didn't specify when we want it. It pops up the card up and then goes down. We can use this to also edit it. We can change here directly. We can go here on the left. We can look into the code. So we have our index.html. We have our composition. And if we go down here, let's open a bit more. We expect to see here the things that we ask him to change. So we see here the channel name Renato Dinis, and on the subscribers count, Renato Dinis AI. One other thing that we can also do is that we can go ahead here. We can click in our element. For example, let's say we want to change the button subscribe to a different color. We click ask agent and we tell them change the button subscribe to be YouTube red. I'm also going to go ahead and paste the X code so I'm specific in what I want to change. And then we just do copy prompt. We go back to our terminal where we have the Claude session and we can just paste it. So this is a big prompt, but is specified enough so that the agent will know exactly what to change. So he doesn't have to run through all the components and so on. He knows exactly where to go and to change. So it would spend less tokens and be faster for us. So it finished changing, and we see here, we see the difference from the previous color to the new color of the background. And if we go back to our storyboard, we see that the color changed. We can even see it from the beginning. Everything is working as expected. Once you are happy with the result, you can go on the terminal and you can ask him to render. So for this, you can type the following. The preview looks good. Run the /hyperframes CLI render command to generate the final video. It finished render our video, and by default, you can see here it uses 30 FPS and Full HD. If you want to do 4K and 60 FPS, you have to specify this in the prompt. A tip that I have for you is that if you are trying to save as much tokens as possible, you can actually do it yourself on the terminal to render it. So you can open a terminal on the level where you have this index.html, and you can do the same as npx hyperframes render. So this will do exactly the same as it did on the Claude session. So it finished rendering, and we can go here into the render folders, and we have the two versions, the one that we ask on the session and the one that we manually rendered. But if we look into them, they will look exactly the same because we didn't change anything between the renders. We have the first one and the second one. And that's the finished video, overlay and all, built without a single edit on the timeline. If this saved you some clicking, the subscribe button does the same for me. I'll see you on the next one.